Sit back, relax a little bit. Let me tell you a story. See if yours is anything like mine. Remember when I was a kid? So much better when I popped the lid. Till the rabble open it up.
Exactly, listen to Sean. Right, and Cash Out's the easy way to get money transferred when y'all with friends. So hit up into that and then we'll get back to it.
He said, baby, jump in the back, boy. Tailgate crazy.
What is going on, everybody? We are definitely going tailgate crazy tonight because we are bringing more from the new league, the ENTFLa. Tonight we got a very special guest, and also I got another guest with me too. It's not just me rambling on the night with these GMs. So I got TJ by my side holding me down from Shady Sports Network, and then we also got the GM of the Danbury Diesel from the ENTFLa League, Kayton Mitchell. So thank you guys, both of you, for being on. And Kayton, I'll pass it to you first and kind of let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, Cedric, thank you so much for having me on and giving me the opportunity to talk about the team. It's great anytime I get a chance to promote what we're doing and to let people know about us. I'm the general manager for the Danbury Diesel. Been here since about August, and yeah, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get into the interview. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for being on, TJ. Also because this is I think this is our first time doing an interview together, just me and you. So I'll let you go ahead and drop some hotness as well.
Well, I'm just happy to be here for this interview. It's very exciting to have a new team. As always, enter the arena world, especially with a brand new league that's looking very promising. So thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and those of you that don't know, TJ is definitely the resident arena, professional. I'd say, or expert. I'd say in this broadcast for sure. So catch him on his other shows on the other arena leagues on Shady Sports Network. But tonight we're talking the NTFLa. We're talking the Danbury Diesel. And we're just talking this up and coming league and getting ready for you guys this season. So, Kayton, we're going to be coming at you with some questions, man. I hope you're ready for it. And then, like I was saying, we're going to have some questions, hopefully coming in from the chat. We're live. So you guys tuning in, joining with us. I hope you're ready for this, and we'll just get it going. And we'll jump right into it, guys. Let's get it going and just go right at it. So first off, coming into the Danbury Diesel, you said you were one of the first people hired on behind the scenes. So they're from day one pretty much. Were you around for the naming of the team, or were you around for the naming of the team? And if so, how did you guys come up with that name, and what does it represent for the team?
Yeah, so naming the team was actually it's kind of a funny story. So we had a number of different options that we were kind of going through. At one point, I mean, so generally speaking, what we wanted to do was we wanted to make it relevant to Danbury. So if you're familiar with Danbury, Danbury used to have like a fair, right? Like that was really, I mean, they still have the fair, but it used to be like a really big deal. It's what Danbury was known for. So one of the people involved in coming up with the names was really sold on the name the Corn Dogs. And we were very close to becoming the Danbury Corn Dogs, but ultimately it was a little too Savannah Bananas. It was a little too silly. So we kind of went back to the drawing board on that one. And we came up with the Diesel because Danbury also has a history, a rich locomotive history. We did our press conference where we unveiled the team name at the train station, which is a museum now. But there's a lot of historical relevance to Danbury involving locomotives. And so that's how we came up with the Diesel.
Nice.
In terms of the league, what makes it different from other leagues in terms of why you chose this league, and also what sets the Diesel apart from the other teams that are already in the league?
So there's a couple things, right? So focusing on the league first, one of the things that's very unique here is that our structure is set up, most leagues you have owners who own each individual team. With our league, the same guy, our founder, Doug Freeman, owns all 4 teams, which is awesome for a number of reasons. One is competitive balance, right? There's not one team that has way more resources or an owner that wants to spend way more money than any other team. So, from a competitive standpoint, I think that's going to make this a more compelling product. From a continuity standpoint, from a quality control standpoint, from a branding consistency standpoint, I think having everything under one roof gives us a real advantage over some of the other leagues. The other thing that's a little bit different is our model is based on having these clusters of teams. So all of the teams are located pretty close to each other. I think the furthest team away from us is Fitchburg, which is maybe 2.5 hours. So everything's busable. You don't have to do overnights. It makes everything more sustainable, I think, long term when you have this cluster model. So that's a couple of things that make our league a little bit different. That and the fact that we're the entertainment football league, right? So the focus really is on entertainment. Here in Danbury, we're going to have a massive tailgate before the game. Probably about a 2-hour tailgate with food trucks, a beer garden. We're going to try to have a bounce house for the kids, all sorts of things to really emphasize the entertainment standpoint. Our halftime acts, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Red Panda, but we're gonna be bringing in Red Panda and similar acts, to really put on a show and entertain people during the halftime show. We're gonna have fun stuff like a puppy bowl one
Oh, wow.
halftime. So we are really focusing on the entertainment aspect of it, as well as having high quality football. Now, in terms of what separates the Diesel, I think the biggest differentiator for us so far is our coaching hire.
Mm.
We're bringing in Coach Mook Zimmerman. He's the most experienced coach in this league. He's had the most success. He's got access to the best players, and so I think our coaching hire is really going to help give us a pretty big advantage over the other teams we're facing.
Man, um, and I love the fact that you're super confident about it too. That's funny you said Red Panda. That's still the lady that juggles, right? That
Yes.
the cups. Yeah, that's
Yeah, if you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever watched like a game on League Pass, like an NBA game on League Pass, but she's always at these NBA arenas where she's got her
Mhm.
big unicycle and she's like juggling these bowls and throws them up on her head, catches them on her head. So it's really, I mean, it's a really cool thing that she does.
Yeah, no, and it's super big too. I think I just watched some show on I was watching, and that was one of the acts they brought in for the basketball team. So
There you
it's
go.
cool to see. It's definitely entertainment and one of the bigger acts, and that's what we're gonna say is as far as one of the acts you were bringing in. But as far as the team, the organization, um, so how would you describe this culture that you guys are looking to build within your building, within your 4 walls?
Yeah, so I mean, right now, the guys that I have that work for me, we work hard. um, from a sales standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, getting out and engaging the community. All the guys I have on my team work extremely hard. I'm super proud of them, but we also have a lot of fun together. We've been together a lot longer than a lot of the other teams have been, right? Like I brought my guys in shortly after I came on board in August, like late August. And so we've been together the whole time, working together, learning each other's habits and everything else. And so it's sort of a work hard, play hard type of environment. Then we bring in a coach who's got a big personality, but also has the winning, so he's kind of fitting what we're doing where it's like we're fun, you know what I mean? This is supposed to be fun. We're the arena football, the entertainment football league. So everything that we do is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining, but at the same time, like we want to make sure that we're having success. And I think that that's the culture that we're building here in Danbury.
Kind of rolling off of that answer, what do you think some of the key factors are for that winning environment on the field for the Diesel?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, look, starting with me and with what I do with my guys, right? It's important that we're focused. It's important that we're crossing the T's, we're dotting the I's, we're taking care of business. And then I think it's important that when we go out and when we execute, we have fun with what we're doing, right? So I guess to get a little bit more specific, the coach we're bringing in, he's got, connections with agencies. He's got a bunch of players that he's worked with in the past, and he's got kind of like a Deion Sanders thing going on where, whenever he comes to a new place, he's bringing his Louis with him.
Hmm.
So we know that he's bringing a lot of high quality players with him that are guys who have been around arena football, that have had success, that have won championships. And then, of course, we're going to look for local guys who kind of fit the culture that we're trying to build, fit in with the formula that we're trying to put together. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Nice. Yeah, man, and that's cool. I think this is probably the most energy I've heard out of all you're the third GM I've talked to so far. And definitely like I like the pace and energy and the direction. It seems like you guys are definitely putting it together the way that it needs to be put together, especially like you said, you don't have to focus so much on, your salary cap or whatever it may be, bringing in,
Sure.
what you have coming in. So you're able to just focus on the football. And it sounds like you're taking a lot to focus on that. As yeah, like Sam said, it's not, you sound. I mean, honestly, it sounds like they got the right guy for the job so far. To me, that's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just fanboying, but
I appreciate that, man.
yeah, no, definitely, man, and I'm loving this info so far. But hey, let's take a moment really quick, take a step back really quick, guys. I want to take a promo break.
Sure.
Give us a second, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, those of you just tuning in, I am Cedric Green, the bus driver. I got TJ over here to my side, and we're interviewing GM of Danbury Diesel, Kayton Mitchell, here on Shady Sports Network. Yeah, like Sam said, it sounds like Danbury brought in a great GM, and it sounds like they're really smart and making sure that you're lockstep in the process from day one, able to just, kind of be there and kind of mold it into your identity as well, too. And so speaking to that identity, what kind of play style do you want the Diesel to be known for? And what key attributes do you look for in players that fit that identity?
Yeah, that's a fun question, right? So our coach's nickname is Hollywood, right? And
Okay.
that is what the vibe is that we're going for. We want people to come to our games, and we want the winning team to score 70 points, right? Like that's kind of the I guess identity that we're trying to create for ourselves. We want to see big hits, right? We want there to be situations where guys are getting knocked into the stands, knocking the hot dog out of somebody's hands, and we want to see a lot of touchdowns. So that's kind of the environment that we're trying to create.
I like it. I like it. Especially being an entertainment league. That's what you want to see is big hits and touchdowns, I feel like.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Exactly.
like we are eliminating kicking from the game. We're not going to have any offensive linemen.
Mhm.
So, the point of this really is to entertain people. It's to be fun. It's to be electric, and so I don't want people to come to a game and it's like, oh, they scored 24 points. It's like, no, like we want high scoring games, lots of touchdowns, and of course the big hits.
Well, you brought in uh, obviously a great head coach. What has your relationship been like with him and the other coaches as well? And how do you see it evolving as the season, hopefully, well, seasons go on?
Yeah, so I think I have a great relationship with Mook, and it's kind of serendipitous how it worked out. I reached out to him back in October, because the guy that I work for, Tommy, like I said, he's worked with a lot of different leagues. One of the leagues he worked with was a league that Mook had been with previously, and Mook was a coach, for a team in that league, and Tommy was telling me that he's from Waterbury, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I reached out to him, just hoping I could get him to come out, maybe do an event with me, something like that. I knew he had a great personality, and at the time, he told me, hey, just so you know, like it'd be great if I could come and I could work with you guys. And then, I was sort of like, yeah, of course. Like we'd love to bring you on board, but we didn't want to step on any toes, right? I didn't want to create a conflict for my boss, basically, who had the relationship with the other league. So we didn't really end up pursuing it at the time. Then about, a month or two ago, I'm on YouTube just like looking into some arena football stuff. And I saw an article that said that Mook was retiring from coaching, that he was stepping down. He wanted to spend more time with his family, and he wasn't going to be with the Iowa Woo. So I was thinking, look, if he's really retiring, that's okay. Like we can go in a different direction, but let me just reach out to him because I mean he's local. So I gave him a call and I asked him like, hey, are you done with coaching? Because we'd still love to bring you on board here if you're still interested. I know you're not with the Iowa Woo anymore. And he was like, man, there's no place like home. So, that's kind of how it started. And from there, we had a couple more conversations, we had a couple of meetings, and he's just really excited to be able to coach in Connecticut and to bring a championship home. So he's been great. I love working with him. He's a fun guy. He's a smart guy. He's got a lot of, good questions that he asks. But he's been a great addition.
That's awesome, man. Speaking of local, how much of a focus will there be on acquiring local talent?
So we were having that conversation actually today. And what I'm thinking is roughly 2/3 of our roster. So we're probably talking about 12 guys are going to be guys that we're going to bring in from probably out of state. They're going to be people that coaches worked with in the past, people that, he knows. And look, we're going to have a tryout. We're going to have about 26 guys probably at our training camp, and then we'll cut that down to 18. So we'll see. You know what I mean? If a bunch of local guys show up and they're awesome, then the math could change. But just based on our estimations, we're thinking about, 12 guys probably coming from out of state, maybe 6 guys local.
Well, getting back to the fun side of things, the entertainment side of things, if the Diesel end up having a signature touchdown celebration, what would you like it to be most?
Wow, a signature touchdown celebration. So I'd have to give it some thought. I'd have to make it specific to Danbury, or maybe even something that happens organically. Like the thing the Dodgers do every time they get a base hit. I think they call it like the fusion dance or whatever, where they kind of throw their hands up and they do something like that. And it just happened organically. Like I think Freddie Freeman was trying to mimic some Usher dance and they all loved it, and now they all do it every time they get a base hit. So I'll have to get a vibe from the guys. We'll have to have some good moments, and hopefully something organic can come out of it. But I won't hate seeing somebody hit a gritty or whatever.
The
That sounds
fusion
awesome.
dance, right? Now they gotta at least try out the fusion dance. You mentioned that there were tryouts coming up. Do you have dates for those tryouts?
Yes. So our tryouts are probably going to be late April. We're aiming for May. I want to say it's May 26th for our training camp. So by training camp, we want to have our 26 guys that make the training camp. So I think we're looking at late April. I don't have the specific date in mind off the top of my head, but I know it's late April we're targeting.
Okay.
But in terms of planning, how do you plan to help grow the fan base,
Mm.
but also strengthen the connection between the team and the community?
So there's really a couple of different ways that we're doing that. One is doing stuff like what I'm doing right now. I want to do this as much as possible. I did a podcast last week. I mean, we're doing this now. I had a conversation with a news station. I'm going to try to come on and do a segment with them. So part one is just getting out there as much as possible. And we're having a meet and greet with Coach Mook. I believe that's April 10th at Hotel Zero. So hopefully we can get some people to come out and meet the coach and engage with the coach that way. But we'll be doing events. I'm going to be trying to do as much media as I possibly can. We're going to try to get coach involved in some of these things. Hopefully, we can set something else up with the coach, here before too long, if that's possible.
Right.
But we want to try to get coach out there as much as possible. And then the second part of that is going out and talking to businesses, man. That's what I do all week long is I go and I meet with different business owners and I try to find ways to engage them, whether it's, trying to get them out to a game, trying to find a way to promote their business, ways that we can partner together, to try to connect with them, connect with their employees. And that's kind of the strategy at this point. We do have a paid marketing campaign that we're working on. It just for us, we get the most bang for our buck if we do it like 30 days out from the season. So that's when you'll really start seeing us doing commercials, putting, billboards up, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Get the hype going.
There
Yeah.
we go. Right. Build it up right when it's time. Speaking of time, we got a couple more questions. But I do want to take another break really quick. So let's jump right into that and we'll get back to it.
All right. Sounds good.
My name is Anton Popoff, and this is my 6th year of college football. Training during the hottest times of the day is a recipe for muscle cramps, which is why electrolytes are so important. Hydration is crucial for my performance. Dragon Salt eliminates muscle cramps and boosts your overall energy level. Whether it's a weight room or field session, I fuel up with Dragon Salt beforehand. It's been a game changer for me, and it'll be a game changer for you.
All right, guys, we're talking with General Manager of the Danbury Diesel, Kayton Mitchell, here on Shady Sports Network. So, maybe a tough question. It's okay. But no, I'm just playing.
It's all right,
But no,
man.
really, what do because you being a first-time GM, what do you anticipate to be one of your biggest challenges when it comes to building this team, and what are some ways you're preparing for it?
So the honest God truth, man, is that for most of these arena football leagues and individual arena football teams, if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be because you lost football games. It's going to be because you weren't profitable. So for me, my primary focus is trying to make sure that we run a profitable organization. Obviously, I want to have the best team, and I feel like we got the best coach, and I feel like we're going to have the best team. I want people to come to Danbury Diesel games and to love it, to have a ton of fun, and to be able to root for a winning team and to feel like their team's the best in the league. But at the end of the day, if all of these teams make money, we're going to be around for a long time. So, for me, I appreciate that the people that I work for have made my life a lot easier in terms of transitioning and learning the football part of it. I have a ton of support. I have a ton of people with a ton of experience who have done this forever. And so I have confidence that that part of it's going to run smoothly. And the biggest piece of my job where I need to deliver, where I need to differentiate myself is making sure that this team makes money.
Uh, yeah, there we go. Before you mentioned loosely about tryouts and training camp and stuff like that. Are there any solid dates there in case any players that may want to come and try out are
You know,
watching?
yeah. So I appreciate the question. We are going to once we have a firm date in place, we will put it out on our social media handles. You can follow us on Instagram at danbury.diesel. Check us out there. We will have a firm date out for you there. I can get it out to you guys as well. So that you have an opportunity to share that information. And so we'll get that information out there as soon as possible once we have a firm date.
There we go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely share it for you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and then you mentioned that your goal was to make sure that the team was profitable and that you had that side of the house covered. And then you have your coach, and Zimmerman. Do you have any other front office structures or duties covered or already set in place?
Yeah, so we have a director of operations. His name's Edwin Rodriguez. So a lot of his focus is on game day operations, making sure everything goes smoothly, making sure that we have all the proper staff that we need to have to make sure that everything goes smoothly, planning everything out, kind of putting a script together for how the game day is going to go. I have a hand in that, but that's Edwin's baby. I have a director of business development. That's Joshua Kornbluth. He is, out there every day working on sales. I'm obviously working on sales too. I'm going on my own sales calls. I'm helping to support him in that effort, but that is his primary focus. So I have a couple of guys working with me who sort of have their own like primary focuses, and then I have my hand in a little bit of everything, right? Coaches, football, Edwin's game day operations, Josh's business development, and I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Nice. It's always good to have a good team around you, man.
Yep, absolutely.
You have to.
You definitely have to. Are you guys? How are your sponsor sales going? Do you have any sponsors signed so far?
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, it's gone really well, especially, comparatively. We brought on a number of partners. We brought on Golf Ranch here in Brookfield. We've brought on TK's, which is a bar here locally. That's kind of a big deal. Putnam's Automotive Group, Bart's Tree Service. We brought in Hotel Zero as one of our partner. New Fairfield Press. We've also worked with Diversified Printing Solutions. Frank Pepe's was one of our early partners. Lecla's Roofing. I don't want to miss anybody.
It's
I would
okay.
I would feel bad
It's
if
a
I
lot.
left somebody. Yeah, I would feel bad if I left somebody out. Jennings Oil and Propane. But yeah, man, we've had a lot of success bringing on partners here early. So that's going really well, and I'm really pleased to be able to share that.
Yeah, it's awesome. TJ, you got anything else?
I do have one more question. I try to ask everybody I interview this question. Just what originally got you into football, or specifically arena football, to get you to this point?
So I've always loved football, man. I grew up playing football. I actually grew up in Texas, Frisco, a little suburb in Dallas. Grew up playing football. I've always been a huge football fan. My family is big into football. And as I got older, I didn't play in college or anything. I mean, I played intramural flag football, but beyond that, I didn't play in college. But I got really into the fantasy side of it. I think I've won my league like 5 times in 6 years. Like, I've just have nerded out on it. So my buddy who introduced me to Tommy knew like, all right, this guy is a football maniac. He's got sales experience. He's got a little bit of a background in finance. Like, I think he'd be a great fit for it. And when he brought me the opportunity, it was like, I mean, I don't know how many chances I'm going to get to be the general manager of a professional football team. So of course, like, yes, I want to do this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right. That's
it.
amazing, man. Speaking of your team, as far as the tickets, do you guys still have tickets for sale? And if so, how can people get a hold of those tickets or get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, we should have them up on our website. I'm pulling it up right now just to make sure I'm not lying to you guys. But I think if you go to danburydiesel.com, let's see. Yeah, there you go. Charter Oak. There we go. There's a couple partners I did miss. They're up on our website now. Let's see here. So if you go to our website and then you scroll to the bottom, it'll say for more information on group sales, season tickets, partnerships, and more, you can put in your information. That will go to our admin. Okay, so you can do it that way if you want season tickets or group tickets or whatever. There's also a link here a little further up where it says Danbury Diesel ticket presale, buy tickets. So you can click on that link right there. And there's a number of different options. You've got, it looks like, tickets as low as $30. So you can click on that link. You can get some tickets, and we'll get you all set up.
There we go. There we go. You guys heard it. It's www.danburydiesel.com. And I'll put that up in the chats. Yeah, so I think, man, as far as questions go, that's really all I have, TJ. It sounds like you kind of asked your staple question, so I don't know. Do you have anything else?
No, thank you very much. You've answered all the questions we had, man.
Right.
This was awesome, guys. I appreciate you having me on, and I hope we get a chance to do this again.
Of course, we will definitely have to do this again, man, especially
Absolutely.
as you guys get closer to the season and get into the thick of things. Yeah, man. So I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for being on, Kayton. TJ, thank you for joining as well, too. Thank you guys for watching us here on Shady Sports Network. We're always bringing you the hype and the greatest in sports out there. So tune in to Shady Sports Network for more. You'll be able to find this, and you can rewatch it. And if anything else, I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
All right, boys. Have a good night.
Peace.
You as well.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.